What's good, my good people? My name is Moises Beauchamp, and I'm a network marketer, internet marketer, felon success coach, founder of Success for Felons, and a proud daddy of an 18-year-old son and a 6-year-old daughter. In this video and on this page, I'll be sharing a little bit about who I am, where I've been, and why I am the best person to help you get to where you want to be. And if you don't know where you want to be, that's okay. I can help with that too. I have been a felon for almost 18 years now, so I know exactly what you're going through. You are trying very hard, well, most of you anyway, to find a decent job that will allow you to provide for your family, but the more you try, the more doors get slammed in your face. I know it's not fair, but it's just the way it is. Employers are just not hiring felons. Why? Because they don't have to. And as of right now, nobody, not even the government, can make them. There are a few exceptions, but for the majority of felons, finding a decent job is almost impossible. The good news is that you do have other options if you are willing to open your mind and do something different. I hope my story will inspire you and force you to look deep inside yourself and make a decision to change your life, the same decision I had to make 6 years ago. Will you keep letting your felony determine the quality of life, or will you take responsibility for your future and create your own path to success? Your felony is not going anywhere, college degree or not, and the laws are not changing anytime soon. So it's up to you, and only you, to decide how you'll live the rest of your life and what type of future you're willing to provide for your family. So what's your plan? Do you have one? If not, I'm going to share with you what I did and what I'm passionate about teaching others, like-minded felons, to do as well. But only those who are serious and committed to succeed. Back in March of 1997, at the age of 24, I was convicted of possession of a controlled substance. It was my first offense, so instead of getting a buttload of time, I got 5 years and came out on parole after serving 6 months. Everything was cool when I first came home, got a job and all. That lasted for about 3 months until my job found out about my felony and decided that I didn't deserve to feed my family anymore. They dropped me like a bad habit, and just like that, I was an unemployed felon. Things went from being okay to really fucked up real fast. One of the requirements of being on intense parole was that I had to be working, so it was definitely in my best interest to find a job as fast as I could. But with a felony on my record, nobody wanted to give me a second chance. I tried being upfront and honest about it, but nobody wanted to hear it. You would have thought I killed somebody. I think that being penalized your whole life for a mistake that you made when you were 24 or any age is not only unfair, but just downright cruel. You can't get a job, can't rent an apartment, you can't even feed your family. What the hell do you expect us to do? No wonder so many felons return to prison less than 6 months after being released. It's a revolving door, and I believe that it's set up that way on purpose, but that's a whole nother story. I got so depressed, frustrated, and stressed out that I started smoking weed again, which caused me to start failing my drug test. On top of that, I had no income, so I fell behind on my restitution, and my PO violated me, and the judge sent me back to prison to max out my sentence. It was by far the worst. It took me a while to realize it, but going to prison was actually a really good thing for me because it forced me to grow up. It made me take a hard look at myself. I had to make a decision. about how I wanted to live my life and what kind of example I wanted to set for my son. At the time, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. All I knew was that prison was not for me and I would never be coming back. I was released from prison on July 21st, 2006, 30 days early for completing my GED. The first thing I wanted to do, maybe the second, was find a job and start making money so that me and my kids could be a family. I didn't even care what kind of job it was. I was ready and willing to do just about anything. When you walk up and down the hot-ass highway all day picking up trash for 70 cents a day, working at Mickey D's doesn't seem so bad. But luckily for me, a friend of mine who is also a felon was telling me how he was getting some pretty good jobs through the temp agency. So I checked it out. To my surprise, I got a job the same day, making $12 an hour in a warehouse, and I was happy as shit. It was more money than I had ever made, even before my felony. After working for about 3 months, I was able to save enough money to get an apartment, and by November, I was able to contribute. Everything seemed to be falling in place, and life was good. The only downside to working through the temp agency was that the jobs were only temporary. So every 3 to 4 months, I was switching jobs, but the pay was good. At least I thought that it was at that time. So I dealt with it. I did this for about 3.5 years until the recession hit in early 2009 and I was laid off. Usually when a job assignment ended, the temp agency would just send me to another job site to work. But this time, it was different. We were in the middle of the worst recession since the Great Depression, and nobody was hiring, especially not felons. I had to do something, and I had to do it fast. With no job, rent to pay, and kids to take care of, I swallowed my pride and went to work at the night shift at Wendy's. Now, even though I got free spicy chicken sandwiches and chocolate frosties, which I love, I hated this fucking job. Excuse my language, but that's what I told myself every day. Damn, I hate this fucking job. And even though I hated it with a passion, I am thankful for it at the same time, because once again, it forced me to take a hard look at myself and really make a decision about what I was going to do with the rest of my life, because working at Wendy's was definitely not it. I finally decided that I was going to take control of my life and not allow my circumstances or anybody else to control how I live my life or my ability to put food on my table. I knew I had to make I knew I had made some mistakes, but I paid my debt to society and felt like I should now have the same opportunities and freedoms as everyone else. But I soon realized that the only way to get those opportunities and freedoms were to create them myself by becoming an entrepreneur and starting my own business. After trying several different work from home opportunities and wasted hundreds of dollars that I didn't even have on scams, as well as some legit programs that just weren't for me, I was introduced to network marketing alongside of internet marketing in December of 2009. After it was explained to me and I did my research on the industry, I realized that this was exactly what I needed. It was then that I knew I would be able to take care of my family long term and not have to worry about living check to check. I had finally found an opportunity to be my own boss, create my own paycheck, and live the life that I truly deserve, based only on my desire to succeed and not something stupid that I did when I was 24. I knew that network marketing would allow me to work hard for 2 to 4 years and build the financial freedom that those who work 40 hours per week for 40 years never get to experience. The company that I got started with was Traverse Travels, but the person who brought me in disappeared after 3 weeks, so I was forced to figure things out on my own. It took much longer than I expected, but I never gave up. There were no other options, at least not any good ones that would keep me out of prison. So I had to make it work, and I did. It took me 6 long months to see my first check, but it was well worth it. I had created my first paycheck as my own boss, and even though the check was only for $74.36, yes, I still remember. I knew that if I could create one check, I could create 10. And if I could create 10, I could create 100. The point is, when you work for yourself, there is no limit to how much money you can make. You control your own destiny. After building my Traverse business another 4 to 5 months, I realized that I didn't have the passion for the service I needed to have to achieve the success that I wanted to. So I decided to switch companies. I wanted to promote products and services that people actually needed and provided value to their lives, but also something that I could be passionate about and stand behind. In March of 2011, I found Ameriplan, and after researching the company thoroughly for about 2 weeks, I decided to get started. It was exactly what I was looking for. What I loved about Ameriplan is that they were not another copycat company with a copycat product. People actually needed the services that I offered, and they were priced so that everyone could afford them. After about 6 months of building my Ameriplan business, I reached a full-time income working from home. But what I did was not magic. I just knew what I wanted, and I did whatever it took to make it happen. When my so-called friends were smoking weed and getting high, I was building my business. When they were going clubbing, I was building my business. When they were watching football and basketball games, I was building my business. When they were sleeping, guess what I was doing? I was building my business. I was super focused, and when you want something bad enough, nothing can stop you. I knew I was better than $7.50 an hour, and I proved it, and you can do the same. Network marketing and Ameriplan, the Ameriplan business opportunity gave me a new sense of purpose and self-worth about myself. When you can't find a job to support your family, it makes you feel like less than a man. When a man can't provide for his family, is he really a man? That is the question that I consistently ask myself until August of 2010, when I had my first breakthrough and was able to create my first paycheck. I knew at that point there was no stopping me, and it was only a matter of time before I got to where I wanted to be. I have big dreams, and my next goal is to reach $10,000 in monthly residual income. I'm not there yet, but I am making a full-time income working from home, which means I'll never have to work another job just over broke again. And boy, oh boy, it's a beautiful feeling. Due to some recent changes that Ameriplan has made and a new direction they were going, I decided it was time to move on. However, I am grateful for the opportunity they gave me to make money from home and everything I learned while I was there. I am also still getting a check from them every month for all the members and IBOs that I enrolled thanks to the residual income in their compensation plan. What job do you know of where you still get paid after you leave the company? Exactly. There isn't one. As you can see, I have come a long way. It has been a long journey, full of many ups and downs, but it's been fun, and I wouldn't change any of it. I have seen a lot, learned a lot, and have become a much better person in the process. If I knew then what I know now, I would not have spent so many years working to make someone else rich when I could have worked for myself, reaped all the benefits of my hard work. With everything that I've learned over the past 6 years, I am now very passionate about helping other like-minded felons who are fed up with their current situation and ready to make a change. I want to help you avoid the 40-40-40 plan, working 40 hours a week for 40 years and then trying to live your golden years on 40% of your income that you struggled on your whole life. Who does that? Apparently, millions of people, but not me, and you don't have to either. Being a felon does not mean you can't be successful. It just means you have to take responsibility for your life, create your own path, and make it happen. I am willing to work with anyone who desires a better life, but you must have a positive attitude, be ambitious, self-motivated, coachable, enjoy helping others, and have a strong desire to succeed, and refuse to settle for mediocrity. I want to work with felons who feel like their felony is holding them back from achieving great things and know they would be successful if they were given an opportunity. I want to work with felons who believe in themselves and don't mind putting in the necessary work to achieve their goals. I want to work with felons who are not looking for handouts or get-rich-quick schemes. I want to work with felons who know they deserve better and they're committed to success no matter what it takes or how long it takes. If you are tired of lying on your applications, tired of being honest and turned away, tired of being let go from jobs when they find out about your background, and tired of not being able to provide for your family, let's connect. Lock arms with Successful Felons and the Simple Freedom team, and let's teach like-minded felons all across the country how to be their own boss, create their own paycheck, and live life by design. I look forward to working with you and teaching you how to make real money working from home as your own boss. Peace and God bless.